Hey everybody. Welcome to level 2, week 1 for May. So thank you so much for coming back to dance with us for May. So if you see these guys looking over that way, I've set up a monitor over here that mirrors my laptop. So
because if you look over here, you're looking over there.
Exactly.
Over there.
So I just wanted them to be able to see you guys, to follow you a little better. So it's a good size monitor. It's about double the size of my laptop. So that'll be nice and enjoyable if you're in the room following someone online. All right, so let's get started. Grab your finger cymbals and let's get started with a drill to warm us up. So I'm going to do a fast and a slow drill because tonight we're working on some slow vocabulary. So we're working on some slow turns, propeller and corkscrew turn.
Love them.
Yeah, these are fun turns. So turns are so much fun when you start figuring out how you can use them, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Get creative with them, exactly.
Yeah, the best way to do that is recording yourself.
Recording yourself is always a good way.
Taking notes.
Yeah.
It's kind of time consuming, but it really pays off.
It does. It does. It's better to record yourself just drilling in your house, and then you can correct things that way rather than in a performance situation. So yeah.
It's out there forever.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's always out there.
It's out there forever. Forevers and evers. All right, I've got a couple goals here for steps that I want to do in the drill. So we're going to use a song called Utopia that goes fast and slow. So you can follow me, and I know where it goes fast and where it goes slow. All right, let me know if the music's sounding okay. Can everybody hear it? Give me a thumbs up. Can you guys hear the music? Yeah, okay.
Utopia, they will take
Boy, that fast was fast, wasn't it? It was good. I know. Yay! It was fun.
Love that song.
All right, inhale, arms up. Wiggle the fingers all the way up. Touch the sky with the right hand. Twinkle a star, and touch the sky with the left hand. Good. Interlace the fingers around the finger symbols. Palms facing forward. Soften the knees. Release the low back. Contract the low belly. And let's take it over to the left. So keeping low body where it is, moving upper body. Getting a nice stretch on the right side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Come back to center. Lifting up out of the hips, but keeping in low body dance posture, taking the upper body over to the right. Inhale and exhale. Feel that nice stretch between the rib cage and the hips. Inhaling and exhaling. And come back to center. Good. And twist and open to the right. And wiggle the fingers and look back at the hand behind you. There's some curtain, and you might tickle the curtain a little bit, and twist and open to the left side. Wiggle the fingers, tickle the curtains. Good, and inhale, come back up. All right, let's keep hands overhead. You can interlace fingers or just kind of put one hand in another hand. And let's bring the right leg up, balancing on the left leg. Good, and now let's take it to the back, point the toe. And put the toe down. Toe down. All right, so wiggle the hips, let the arms slowly come down to the hips. Good. So a nice comfortable distance between the left foot in the front and the right foot in the back. Contract the glutes. Release low back. Contract low belly. So feel that nice stretch in the back leg. Try to press the back heel into the floor. So straighten this back leg as much as you can, as much as is comfortably possible for your body today. Come up on the heel, the ball of the back foot, and let's slowly lower down, keeping low back extended, low belly contracted. Contract the glutes, and let's come up. Good, and back down. And up. Good, and press off, bring right foot beside the left. Shake it out. So standing again on the left foot, and let's point and flex the right. Forgot that part, a little circle. Shake it out. Balancing on the right leg. Let's start off with the point and flex. And circle. Change directions. And pick the foot up, slowly point the toe back and balance, and then put that left foot down. Good. Awesome. So contracting the glutes. Bending the front knee, straightening the back leg. Sorry. Contract low belly, release low back, contract the glutes. This is the only time we contract the glutes in FCBD style belly dance class. Pressing the heel in back, and then press the toe and lift the heel and slowly lower down. Breathe, inhale and exhale. Pressing back up. Contract the glutes, contract low belly, slowly lower down. Inhale and exhale. Pressing into the feet to come back up. Good. And push off. I know, it does feel good, doesn't it? All right, arms out wide, bringing the right arm across the front, in towards your body, pressing the shoulder down so we feel that nice stretch in the upper back. And wiggle the fingers and tribal wave. Hello. Inhale, arms up. And arms shoulder height, and bring the left arm across the front. Pulling that towards you with the right hand, avoiding the joints and the arms or the wrists. And pressing shoulder down. Inhale, exhale. Hands to heart center for our gratitude meditation for the space that we're in. Lotus, enlightenment, transformation. Gesture to the floor or touch the floor for the surface that supports us while we dance. Touch your ears for the music. The floor again for our earth. Bring your hands together in front of your forehead for your teachers and in front of your heart for your ancestors. Gesture out for everyone we dance with and everyone we dance for. Gracefully come back up, gathering all those elements that make it possible for you to dance today. And feeling gratitude. And maybe gratitude for something else. I feel gratitude for being your teacher and being here in class today. And gratitude that all of you are here and that you want to dance. And this dance has inspired us to move together. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Okay. All right, let's get started. So what we are focused on is technique, transitions, and drills. Because you guys love it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so give me feedback. If you decide, if you still want to continue to keep on with this next month, please tell me how you feel about it. I want to hear from you. Okay. All right, good.
I've already told
Okay.
you.
So some important concepts that we need to be thinking about in our intermediate class here is trying not to stare the leader down and to use your peripheral vision. I know, right? It's like coming out of the pandemic and we're all studying online. We really haven't been thinking about that. So just keep that in mind when you're dancing with other people. The goal is to try to use your peripheral vision. So since we're focusing on some turns tonight, I love to think about how the turns feel really dramatic in our slow vocabulary, because you can speed them up to work with a certain phrase, or you can slow them down even more. But once you turn away, once the leader turns away, it's flock of birds, so whoever can't see anyone else is continuing us through the turn, right? But usually the flock of birds is about pivots. But so let's look at where the turn is, and if you're just whipping through the turn, or if you're actually watching someone else to see when the turn is starting, right? Or another part of the step is starting. So we'll focus on that tonight with our turns. We also want to look at reverse turn. So I was looking at all the turns that were in our intermediate steps. So if you've got your flow chart, it's kind of colorized, and I just got 100 more of these flow charts printed and the old terminology if anybody's interested. Yay. I'll put my my order back up on the main page of dolladance.com. So you can look at the gold as volume 1. That is all of our beginner steps that we cover in level 1. And volume 4 and volume 7, the green and the blue boxes, are what we'd cover in the intermediate class. So you can kind of get an idea there what all our content is for our level 2 class. It's a massive amount of content that we have to cover in here. So when I flip over to the slow side, I just want to bring your attention to the fact that turns is its own family, just like our shimmy step is its own family on the fast side of the chart. So turns is its own family. And if I look at turns right now, propeller turn and corkscrew turn are in the green. So that means they would be in level 2. Reverse turn is in the blue. So that also means it's in level 2. However, barrel turn, Sara turn, and wraparound turn are generally considered advanced turns, even though they were all on volume 7. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy there. But just wanted to mention it because propeller turn, corkscrew turn, reverse turn, and pulse turn might be something that we would cover in level 2. So maybe we can throw those all into a drill and see how they feel together tonight. So how do we manage this momentum in the slow turns? It's kind of up to our music, right? And we want to practice what all our options are with our slow turns. So that's what we'll do tonight. So we'll set up in formation with good spacing, good sight line. That always helps you to get your turns as successful as you can. The music gives us that timing for that step to unfold. So now let's break down the propeller turn, the corkscrew turn. Like I said, they were covered on volume 4 in the DVD library. So the setup and the arms and the feet are basically the same for both of these turns. So let's look at them real quick. So I'll face this direction. So the setup is going to be this arm position right here, the right arm and then the left arm. And then whatever happens next is the cue for the turn. Okay, so the feet are just going to have our right foot crossing our left foot, and we're just crossing the feet over, then unwinding to the back, and then depending on your legs, you can go ahead and come back to the front, which kind of winds you up again. And then you can use your right foot to stop yourself. So sometimes we have a lot of momentum when we come out of these turns, and it really does help to swing that right foot around to stop us to the front. Apply the brakes, exactly. So what you can do if your legs don't twist up and unwind and twist back up like that is you can step your right foot across, you can open up to the back, you can shift your weight to the left foot and step your right foot across again, and then come back to the front. But we don't have time. This turn pretty much is a consistent turn all the way around. So if you have to adjust your feet halfway through, then you just need to do it quickly. Yeah? Both of them have the same feet. So it's a crossover turn, and then you unwind, and depending on your legs and feet, you can either continue to push with the right foot to propel the right side of your body around counterclockwise and push with your left foot and end right here. Or you can right foot across, unwind, shift your weight to your left foot, right foot across again, and come back. You can do either of those feet, depending on your legs, your hips, your feet, whatever your challenge is in the low body. Okay, so the setup for the arms is the right arm, left arm, and then they both come back up. And then depending on what happens next is the cue. Yeah, so let's look at the cue for propeller first. So the setup, right arm down to shoulder height. Make sure your elbow stays lifted and your nice rounded curve in the arm. And then it comes back up. The left arm comes down to the left shoulder height or countertop. I want to keep that elbow up. So I don't want an elbow fail like that. Keep the elbow up, and then that hand's going to come back up. And then what happens next, when the right arm comes down again, this is the cue for the propeller turn. Propeller turn just means your right arm's going to go down to the right hip, and you're going to hold it there through the turn, and then your right arm's going to come all the way up overhead, and your left arm's going to go down to shoulder height. So that's kind of the finish. So you wait until you're completely around, and then the leader moves the arm, and then you want to connect back with your leader as soon as you can so we can all do the arm finish together. From here, I finish here in the turn, and then my right arm goes all the way up and my left arm comes down to shoulder height. All right, want to try the whole thing? Yeah. Yeah? Okay, so, and then I'll talk about the floreos and the hands and how many there should be. Right side, left side, that was the setup. Now here's our cue for propeller. Going to bring the right arm down to the right hip, wait for my lead, and finish the arms together. Yeah? Okay, so make sure the arms have a nice rounded curve in them. Make sure the elbows are lifted, our chin is level. Just let your head kind of relax. We're going to be spotting a little bit, but not that much. We don't want the head to, try to look at everything going past. Just let the head and neck relax. Okay, so wrist rotations or hand floreos. So there's generally 0 to 10 here, and that starts with both hands overhead. So you might have noticed in the drill, I was doing something and then I brought both my hands up overhead to start it. And I could have none or draw out one to come down. I could do one in place, draw one out as I come back up, do one drawn out to the left side, one in place, and draw one out as it comes back up. And then I'll do another one as it comes down. Now my cue here is I'm going to lift my wrist slightly, and that's my cue that the turn is imminent. And then I'm going to take my hand down to my hip, and that you want the hand to stay close to the body throughout the turn so we can work on our balance, because the closer the arms into the center, the better balance you'll have. The wider they go out, the more it'll challenge your balance. And you might say, well, what about spins, Liz? Well, it's a different type of turn, and we're using our momentum a little bit differently there and our feet. So, and it's a fast step instead of a slow step. So,
completely different.
Yeah.
Holding your body.
Yeah.
Your gravity is different.
Yeah. So let's talk about a weight shift. Some people kind of want to do this weight shift where they kind of sit into that hip, and it's really beautiful, but that's not actually part of the turn. It's just like a stylistic thing. And since I have the Indian influence, I tend to do that a lot, where I kind of sit into the hip here and sit into the hip here. So if your leader's going to do it, I'd say everybody copy it. If the leader doesn't do it, then don't do it, right? Just know that it's not actually part of the step. You don't have to do it that way. So let's see, what do I want to do? Oh, okay, well, let's look at what this looks like with 0 floreos. So we could bring our hands up overhead. You can just take your right arm down, let the hand kind of float as it goes down and back up, and then float because you could do it. It's absolutely acceptable to do it without floreos. Now, why do you think you would do it without a floreo? I know Aaron's like, why not, right?
Well, usually slow, you.
Trauma?
Drama.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing that comes to mind for me is I don't have enough time.
Yeah.
Right? If I know something's about to change in the music,
the music's about to get
and I start it, and then I'm like, wow, that it's going to change from slow to fast, like right here. So I'm going to have to rush this, right? So that might be, but yeah, it might be drama, but I kind of feel like adding the wrist rotations create a lot of drama. See, I just did it. I just kind of jutted my hip out. Like it's just so.
I do it the same way. So
I love it.
I think you do it the same way.
Yeah.
She's
like, I'm gonna do whatever she did, right?
Yeah. It's not part of the move, but
we make it part.
But I just want you to know, because I'm serving it up straight from the mothership, you guys. Let me just give you a big old helping dose of what comes straight from the mothership.
The actual move. Stylistic.
No, I'm having a good time with that. Okay, so let's go back down to the feet. So just make sure you're using your feet to pull yourself around and push yourself around, and to keep your weight in the heels, because what tends to happen sometimes with these turns, and we'll talk about this also in our level 3 class tonight, because we're working on a step where you have a tendency to kind of tip forward. I think you know what I'm going to talk about. Yeah. So you do. So you got to kind of find a middle ground. You know, we want the shoulders back, in our turns, and that kind of starts with the feet. So I've noticed this before, like I slightly shift my weight into my toes, and then I feel it in it makes my low back hurt for some reason because I come out of my dance posture, right? If I shift it into my toes. So just try to think about keeping the weight in the heels, keeping the shoulders back over the heels. And as you're in your turn, you'll feel so much more confident if you can keep the shoulders back as you turn around.
It looks a lot better.
It does look really good.
I mean,
you're right.
Lean back too much. Let's look at that.
Yeah, it's if you lean back too much, you're going to get like this topple teeter. What is it? It's some kind of like a spinning top, you know, where the top and the bottom have this momentum that's working together type of thing. Yeah. So, okay. So any questions about propeller? 0 to 10 wrist rotations for propeller. Yeah, 10 is a lot. So I end up just kind of doing one overhead, one long one down, one long one back up, one long one down, one long one back up, and then one long one down. But Carolina does a lot more than that. So what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Guitar music.
It's true. And it takes a little bit more time to unfold if it's guitar music. Yeah.
Guitar music sounds like Oreos.
Yeah, it does. Because this is
flamenco.
This is inspired by flamenco dance. So it's true. We do tend to go for flamenco sounding music when we're doing these steps.
So in other words, follow your leader for how many floreos.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know, Carolina likes to do one down, do one in place, do one back up, do one down, do one in place. Yeah, she does. She does. But it might just depend on the music. So let's look at corkscrew. I love the corkscrew. So it has the same setup. So be mindful of where your shoulders are here. And here's the difference. So the propeller just takes the right arm back down to shoulder height. Corkscrew is going to take both arms down to shoulder height, and it feels like I'm pressing down on something. So there's a lot of muscles engaged in my arms and my hands. And then everything just floats up like a big old 5-pound bag of white lily. And then it just comes down the center, keeping the hands close to the body. We're all going to end here, back to the front, and then rise our arms together. Yeah? So I'll do it to the front. And this is one you can do facing your partner or facing into the circle. Super beautiful. Ah, white lily. And then that turn can happen quickly, but I kind of want to bring these arms up a little slower. So generally our right hand is in front of our left like this, and we're kind of pressing down. So this is another opportunity for the shoulders to want to join the party as the hands go down. We want to roll those shoulders back, forward, and down. Keep the shoulders in place. And then the longer you can stretch this vertical line from here all the way down to the hips, the more beautiful it is. I always hate to see when someone does this and they just kind of end it right here and just take the arms up. I want to see it go all the way down to the hips. Why cut it off? I know. Okay, so head and neck loose here as well. And this one's going to have 0 to 8 floreos. Well, let's figure out where it lost 2 floreos, right? So this one is different. I get, I'm thinking what it is here there's no floreos. Where here you could do a floreo. Okay, I don't need any of whatever you got there, Siri. So let's look. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7.5. Yeah. And there could be one here, 8. If you want it, if you want one there could be 8. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Feels good? Yes. Any questions? All right, so remember the difference is the right arm versus both arms. What's this one called?
Corkscrew.
And what's this one called?
Propeller.
Oh, good. Okay. It's been an issue for me in the past, you know,
I
to
have
not be able to
dyslexia,
tell
and I
the
will
difference
just
between the two.
get them backwards.
Yeah,
all the time, so
yeah.
I have to think to myself, like popping a cork,
Wine bottle.
thinking about
Popping
yeah,
a cork.
bottle.
I know. Why didn't
wine bottle.
why have I struggled with this whole wine
Propeller.
reference? I like wine, you
The
know.
propeller here.
Wine
Yeah.
and coffee. That's my two favorite things.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, that helps a
let's
lot.
start out with a simple drill and let's look at the relationship between propeller and corkscrew to another step. So let's try, okay, corkscrew, let's just come into it here, right? And then let's come out and see, what do we like better? Do we like a reverse turn or do we like a body wave? There's a reverse turn. That's a body wave. And then let's go into the end of the corkscrew again and see, would you like a reverse turn? So reverse turn steps back with the right foot, looks over the right shoulder, unwinds back to the front, and we have 5 floreos. So that's 1 floreo, 2 floreo, 3 floreos, 4 floreos at the chest, 5 floreos as the right hand comes up. So check out the way I end this. It's perfect for a body wave at the end, but I kind of like to do a reverse turn after the corkscrew because my both hands are up, and then I can go back here. And then since my hands are already here after the propeller turn, they're split arms, I could just go right into a body wave. Just make sure all your wrist rotations, if your right hand's going, your left hand's going too, and they're matching each other. So let's look at propeller, body wave, corkscrew, reverse turn. So you can put some arm circles in there. I'm going to go ahead and take the torso twist out. So if you want to start off, both of these need to have the arms up overhead to start. But one ends here and one ends here. And you could think about, okay, where my arms ended, what kind of opportunities does that open up for other slow steps? So think about that while we're drilling, okay? Would anybody like to lead the drill? Charisse, Donna? Donna turned her video off. Okay, I get it, Donna.
She's at the beach.
I know. I wouldn't want to lead if I was at the beach. Or maybe I would, I don't know. Follow me at the beach. Charisse, would you like to lead? No? Okay. No worries. All right, girls. Who would like to lead? And if you're going to change the lead, what step would you use?
Well, we'd have to turn in somehow.
You'd have to turn in somehow. So,
Turn,
like
and then
the
be able to walk around.
true. So any of these turns, the leader could stay facing in. So the easiest one, I guess, is reverse turn because that's at the end of the drill. So if I'm the leader and I want to turn in with reverse turn, I'm just going to turn here and I'm going to try to keep the same timing as I'm watching you guys. And then you come back.
What song are you gonna do? And that will tell me whether or not I would.
Oh, I see.
Let Helen.
I'll start. And if anybody, we can change.
So if you want to try propeller turn and corkscrew turn, stay facing in instead of going all the way back to the front. And then you can travel with your arm circles and take your long step, your nice, long, slow, luxurious step. But that's a great question about the song. Let's come on over here and look at some options. Oh, thank you. They trust me to pick a song. All right, well, I'm going to pick our most fabulous flamenco influenced song to dance to. And let's see what this feels like. Yup.
So, hey, Liz.
Yes, ma'am.
Liz, I had to go pee. That's why I turned off the video.
Okay.
It wasn't because I didn't want to leave, and I heard you guys talking about me while I was taking a pee.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. When you gotta go, you gotta go. I totally understand.
I just thought you were at the beach and
You didn't
I'm just gonna watch.
That's fine. I love it. I love it. Okay. How did it feel?
Oh, that was good.
So what did you think about where the body wave and where the reverse turn was? Was that the right fit? Or do you think it would go better, like body wave go better after corkscrew and reverse turn go better after? So what if you
I
did?
think it actually worked
Either
really
way,
beautifully.
I think that works
honestly.
beautifully.
So if you did put,
Although it could probably work.
yeah,
I mean,
if you did
really, all of
put,
these movements are so good that I think that probably pretty much any order you could put them in
Would be
probably
good.
work, because you're going to work with the music.
you're going to work with the music and feel the energy between the two
These are all
steps.
flowy.
You know, like what would, so if I came out of propeller turn and I wanted to do reverse turn, I would feel like I'd have to break it up with a body wave and then lift that left arm up overhead, and
Right.
then, because I'd really want to get both arms up overhead before, because I wouldn't want to go from here to there.
Right. No. You
Right?
definitely want something.
That'd be a little hard to follow.
Yeah.
So that was just my thought. Okay, so what do you think about watching your partners when you're doing these three turns? Where in the turn do you think you really need to watch?
I mean, it's interesting.
I mean,
think
when we
like
finish the term.
the duet is. Like, I mean, you
I
can
know
do
where
the
you're going.
peripheral vision, yeah. but
Yeah.
like, when they can usually, I don't know, we're all watching.
So
each
if
other.
I'm leading and you're the duet position, when I look over here, I'm not going to raise my arm back up in the setup until you do. Yeah. Because we kind of look, we're just looking into open space. So it's not, so just to turn, when I do this, I just kind of open this right shoulder up a little bit and I just let my head go look into that open space here. And then same thing on this side. I just let my head look into this open space here. So it's kind of natural for me to look to the right. So whenever I'm doing the setup, I do watch this duet position because you're going to look to the right. And then when I mean, there's no one else to watch. You guys just have a good view of the lead when I go to the left. But when I bring this right arm down, that might be a point to where this duet position doesn't want to look to the right because the lead is going to deliver this cue here with the wrist tip.
Yeah, so I'm kind of watching you, like.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Because you're in the perfect position.
You're in a great sight line. The trio and quartet positions are, but this duet position here, I definitely want to keep an eye on them when I'm doing the right arm setup.
Oh, definitely on the reverse turn.
That's where I'm going next. So reverse turn, check it out. So I am opening my right shoulder, my head's coming with. We know we're going to be looking down here. So if I'm doing that, who can't see anybody else? It's the quartet or the trio position. Yeah.
Basically looking
But
to
even
my
if.
left.
So
if
I'm
they're
watching the
they
people
can
in the
kinda get
back.
cut their eyes over a little bit, you know. I mean, I try.
I mean, the front row has to watch the back
Right,
row.
no, I know that, but I'm just saying, if you're back here, I mean, you can kind of.
Helen's saying if she's back there, she's going to shift her eyes around. What's going on? Are you guys following
You
me?
just do, you do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm even leading, I mean, I try to watch what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
But the duet has
Really
has
the
no
duet,
idea
yeah.
what the lead is.
Right.
Oh, so basically-
Exactly. The
Right.
duet
Anytime
can't
your
see the
head
lead
is
at all.
turning, basically, I know the trick.
Ooh, there's a trick.
The trick.
Ooh.
Basically, anytime your head is turning in a direction is an opportunity, especially like in stuff in like barrel turn,
Mm-hmm.
because as we're turning around,
Mhm.
like even though I'm looking down, I can see people behind
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
so that we all turn together.
Well,
Really using
our
that
rule
vertical
is to
position.
look in the direction we're going, right?
Mhm.
So for reverse turn, that means we're looking over our right shoulder. So look in the direction you're going is a rule. Anytime we're pivoting, right, to see what's happening, anytime we're, about to turn. So see, like if I'm about to do my propeller turn, I'm not going to look back this way, right?
Right.
That'd be
No,
that'd be
that's
weird, and it'd
weird,
make me
yeah.
feel like I'm going to look in the direction I'm going, to this direction, right? So, all right, so let's look at a more complex drill, right? We've talked about our gaze. We've talked about how we're keeping an eye on our dance partners. So let's add a walking body wave, right? And then we'll add a torso twist. And in between that, let me grab my markers over here. So let's take it for a walk. So we worked on walking body wave the last class of last month. So that just means a long step. So I'm going to do propeller turn, then I'm gonna walk it forward, and you could walk it back because we don't really have another step here where we could travel backwards. Okay, so then we're going to do a torso twist or a TT, however, acronym, if you want to use an acronym, right? So we're adding that torso twist in, yeah? Then we're going to do our corkscrew turn and see if we should add a reverse turn, right? Because we need something to face in, yeah? Do you guys like that? Do you want to add any other steps?
Pulse is
facing
good.
into.
Pulse is good with reverse.
I do like the pulse turn.
What the camel?
So basically the pulse turn does almost the same thing as the reverse turn.
No, I love the camel step. I think the camel step's my favorite. I always love that. It's kind of a cool step.
Yeah. So we
So
call.
we're trying to.
Pearls. We'll do the pearls.
So what kind of energy does camel bring to our turns? Like what we've got, so what we did just now is we kind of had a turn and a rest and a turn and a rest. And now we're going to add a travel. So what kind of energy would the camel step or balancing step add? A rest, or it you change the level. You change the level and you've got the vertical with the left leg coming out. So that shape was nice, but I would think that would be really
Would be a
nice.
Complement to the torso twist too.
Mm-hmm.
Because it does have a little bit of it.
And the corkscrew has both the arms ending up. So that's a really nice place to begin your arm journey for the camel. All right, so we have propeller, body wave walking, forward and back.
3 would be the torso twist.
3 is the torso twist. 4 is corkscrew. 5 is camel. And then we have a wild card, which is pulse. So that's a maybe. Wherever you want to add it, I think would be interesting. Want to try that?
Maybe,
Sure.
maybe,
Yeah?
maybe even as a last movement, depending on the.
Yeah.
Are we doing the same song? Or doing it?
We
You
don't-
can. I mean, I was thinking about a different song, but I'm open to
Like
whatever.
Wheel of Fortune, like
Wheel
have
of-
one of those wheels and have.
Nice.
Wouldn't that
It
be
just
fun?
automatically changes it and you don't know what the song's going to be. That could be
True
exciting.
improv.
Could be exciting. Yes. True improv. That's happened to me before.
Me too.
Yeah. So
Terrifying.
let's throw an element of improv in here now that we're talking about improv, because these drills are great, but really we're going to be improving, right? We're going to have goals. We maybe have practiced some drills that we want to bring out on stage of specific steps. And then maybe you forget it all and then it has to be improv, right? So our focus is definitely going to be propeller and corkscrew. So if you guys want to run through the drill and then just spin off and pretend like you forgot everything you were doing and try to just sling some other steps in there and see how they work with propeller and corkscrew when you kind of pull yourself back onto your focus.
All right.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's look at a song that's got maybe a little bit of a different feel than Kali Sara. Would anybody else like to lead?
I don't have a whiteboard. I will lead if you kind of call it out.
I think you should just improv it. You know, like we're doing propeller
All right.
turn, corkscrew,
Okay.
improv.
All right.
Yeah?
All right. Okay.
Okay,
So when
let's
I
have you
turn in-
start. So
when I
Donna's
turn
gonna,
in,
Donna's gonna start,
Okay, good.
and when she turns in, she's gonna pass it to somebody else.
Okay.
Charisse, would you like to lead? What is that? This or this? No, okay.
Down.
All right, Donna. Hey.
Not yet. But
Okay, how
soon.
does it look over there?
Looks great.
Looks good?
Look at
Okay.
you, Donna. Yay.
Okay, all right, let's have a song that's got some unusual pieces to it. This is called Sibel, Just the Dark Bits. on up there.
Go on up there.
And that way they can just move. Yeah, there we go. I like the fade. Keep going, just a little bit more. I'm not sure this one's gonna hold out for slow. I'm gonna have to change it. Nice job. Nice job, you guys. Thanks for leading, Donna.
Thank you, Donna.
And thanks for leading, Helen and Aaron.
Sarsaparilla.
How did it feel? Good?
Mhm.
Yeah? So just a couple of things to be mindful of on technique is the way you finish your arms. Make sure you don't just come around, like it's such a tendency to just come around and swing right up in it, you know, but just make sure you want to be together
Yes.
in your group, you know, and this has happened to me a lot where the leader just comes around and I'm like going, and they're like already like here, you know, and we didn't get to finish together, right? So that really pulls it together if we all stay here and then go here together, or here together at the end of the corkscrew. Yeah. So on corkscrew, one technique note for you, Sherry, is as your hands are coming down here, make sure your elbows stay up. So I saw a little bit of it like this, and that kind of closes your shoulders in here. So keep those elbows lifted and press down like this. Yeah. Okay. So Donna, that looked really good. Be mindful of your dance angle, especially when you're with other people. And I know you're in an awkward kind of room, a different room that you're not normally in, and that always kind of plays with your dance angle, right? Charisse, just a note for you to make sure when you come out of that propeller that you're kind of waiting here and then moving your arms together with the lead, and don't rush into it. That's just such a tendency that we all want to rush into the end of that propeller turn. So great job, you guys. So just a quick little cool down. Inhale, arms up. And let's do the side stretch. So pressing into the right foot, pushing the right hip out And then pulling the right arm over to the left. And then come back to the center. Pressing into the left foot, sliding the hips out to the left, grabbing that left wrist and pulling it over. Feels good. All right, let's contract the middle back and lift the chest. Let the head fall back, and then let's soften the knees and get ready for a forward bend. Contracting the low belly, letting the arms hang. So fingers can touch the floor, or you can grab your elbows. Breathe in and out here a couple of times. And then slowly roll up, letting the head hang and the arms hang. Start that contraction in low belly and then restacking the vertebra, rolling the shoulders forward, back, and down. Awesome. Okay, shake it out, everybody. Great job. Thank you for joining me for level 2. I'll see you guys next week. And now we'll get level 3 started.